And another really super common mistake that I see in traditional modalities of couples counseling is that they start with communication first, before you're emotionally connected, before you feel safe, before you even trust your partner to really hear and see you. You might be afraid of their judgment. You might feel like they're your enemy, they're your opponent. You've been in a me versus you mentality. And so it doesn't really matter if you learn a communication tool. It's like putting the cart before the horse, because you have to feel safe and connected in order for the communication tools to actually land. The safety and the connection, that emotional connection, is what changes your perceptual filter to see your partner as your ally. And that changes everything. The way that you receive what they say is massively impacted by your felt sense of if they're an ally or not. Think about it. If you're not feeling great about your spouse and they want to give you a piece of advice, you're not going to take that advice. You don't trust that it's coming from a good place. But when you're feeling connected emotionally, well, then you're on the same side of the table and you can have a difficult conversation with the deep knowing of like, hey, we're on the same side. I don't need to protect myself from them and they don't need to protect themselves from me. We're in this together and we're unifying against the pattern. It's not me versus you. It's us against the pattern. That's what emotional connection is. And so the shift that we have to make if we really are in crisis in marriage is to spend our energy on building that emotional connection first. How can I create safety in my relationship? How can you create that nonverbal sense of being felt and seen and understood? You can do that without talking. So one way that I distinguish between communication and emotional connection is that communication is cerebral. It requires language and cognition, whereas emotional connection doesn't require language. It can just require touch, physical presence, eye contact, nonverbal cues. It's prelingual. It's a primal sense of safety. And we do need that. We are wired for that sense of attachment to a primary person from birth. Obviously, as a baby, we need that sense of safety. We need our caregivers to be attuned to us in order to know that our needs will be met and for us to survive, right? If they're not attuned to us, we die. And obviously that's not the case as we become adults, but it feels that way. That's why sometimes people will fight to the death, right? Like, this is high stakes. I am going to fight for you to hear me, when really it's not a matter of life or death. It feels that way. That's why we crave that, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. And the attachment theory research has shown that this is normal. We need that connection and that safe attachment all the way through the end of our lives. And I think this is what people underestimate. And so they try to get the emotional connection through communication, but it's actually the emotional connection that will support successful communication. So focus on that. How can you help your spouse feel emotionally connected? And what do you need to feel emotionally connected? If maybe that's something you can articulate to your spouse. Once you are connected, your spouse can give you feedback and you can hear it. You can hear it like, thank you for telling me that. But if you're not on the same side, you're going to be defensive and feel like they're mad at you, or, you need to like protect your reputation in their eyes. And then it becomes about something else. So that's why that's so key.